Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch here, Saint Discussions on Strike Seven Sports, and tonight I just want to talk about the crazy day that has gone down in the NFC South and how does that affect the New Orleans Saints. I know after the last couple of weeks, last few days, a lot of people have been down in the dirts, making rant videos about firing Dennis Allen and what should happen and trade this player and blow this up and go with Andy Dalton, go back to Jameis, and go to Taysom Hill, try this, try that. And I think we just need to pause, man. Just chill, regroup, and just see how this thing play out. Because after the day, the NFC South is really wide open. And I tell you why, because today we saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take another L this in the season. Last week was against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game that everybody thought they should have won. This week is against the Carolina Panthers, who traded away their best player on offense. Well, I'll say the best player on the entire team in Christian McCaffrey. And by the way, the Steelers lost. The team that Tampa Bay beat last week, they lost tonight to the Miami Dolphins. Close game, by the way, but it's neither here nor there. But explain to me how the Carolina Panthers beat the New Orleans Saints and they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both teams, the Saints and the Bucks, are better than the Panthers. Explain to me how that's happening. That's how wide open this is. And on top of that, the team that the Saints had a good game against, but lost, the Cincinnati Bengals, they blew out the Falcons today by I believe by a score of 35 to blow them guys out, 35-17. Joe Burrow threw four TDs against the Falcons defense. The same Falcons defense that the Saints struggled against for 3 quarters, you know. And explain to me how the Saints played the Bengals, Bears, and the Falcons. Explain that one. So this thing is wide open right now. And if you look at the standings in the NFC South right now, you got Tampa Bay in first place, 3-4. Falcons at tied with them at 3-4. Carolina at 2-5. Saints in last place at 2-5. So the Saints are a game out of first place in the NFC South. And I believe Tampa Bay, on a short week, I believe they host the Baltimore Ravens. So get ready for that. Excuse me. And the Saints, they got the Las Vegas Raiders next Sunday in the Caesar Superdome. So big game, two big games for both teams. And if you're the Saints, you're playing your season. I think your season is on the line next week against this Las Vegas Raiders football team. It's just that simple, man. The season is on the line. They got to get healthy. Hopefully, we on by Wednesday. I think that first injury report comes out. Hopefully, we don't hear anything about guys like Michael Thomas still being on that injury report. Michael Thomas, Marshawn Lattimore. Hopefully Bradley Roby is okay from the injury they suffered against the Cardinals. Jarvis Landry, hopefully he can get back. Because you're good. This is a good football team, and if they can get healthy, they could win this division. And today was a gift. Today was a gift by the Carolina Panthers. Even though the Panthers beat the Saints, it was a gift. The beat down that the Falcons took, that was a gift because that just adds on. And all the Saints gotta do is win next week, and you 3-5, and then so forward. You 3 games out of being out of 500. 3 games out of being getting back to 500 right now. And I think for them to have a shot at winning this division or even a playoff spot, they're gonna have to go 7-3. Yeah, 7-3 to even have a shot at winning this division or a playoff. Get to the playoffs. 7-3 record after this little 10-day bye, these 10 days off, starting with the Raiders, puts them at 9-8, a 9-8 record. That put them at a 9-8 record to finish the season. and I think a legitimate shot at getting to the playoffs. Because right now, what I'm seeing, the way that the playoff picture is playing out in regards to the wild cards, I believe the NFC East is going to have two wild card teams. Going to have two teams coming out of the NFC East right now. The way it's looking, the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys will be playoff teams, in my opinion. The third wild card team is going to come from somewhere else. That may be the NFC South. It could be the NFC North or NFC West. San Francisco, they took a beat down today, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now I'm wondering, they just went and got Christian McCaffrey. But I'm like, will that even matter? Because you got Jimmy Garoppolo as your quarterback. So go figure with that one. Also, um, dang, lost my train of thought. They lost to the 49ers lost today. And then you go to you got the NFC North with Green Bay and Minnesota. It looks like Minnesota is running away with the NFC North. There was an bye this week, but Green Bay didn't do anything to gain any ground. They lost to the Washington Commanders today. So then that could be another opportunity right there. You know, these teams like this keep losing. That's a gift to the Saints, regardless if it's a playoff berth, a playoff spot, or the division title. This is a gift. So this, in my opinion, I think softens the blow for what went down on Thursday night against the Cardinals and what went down the week prior, the game prior against the Bengals. The Saints just got to stop, shoot themselves in the foot, come together, and play better football. Plain and simple with Dennis Allen, man. He has to get it together. This is so easy right now. The Saints have a really good on paper. This is a really good football team, and they can go on a run and win playoff games and win not playoff game, but and get win this division. You know, this is a time in the past. I've said this wrap up the division by December. You know, and going back to the schedule, I say the Saints got to go 7-3, right? Let me see if I can share my screen with y'all real quick. Hold on. All right. So if you look at the uh the Saints schedule, right? You got the Raiders next week, followed by Baltimore, followed by the Steelers and the Rams. And after that's the 49ers on the road. So right now, these are winnable games in my opinion. The Raiders, even though the Raiders had played pretty well today against the Houston Texans, that was the Houston Texans. Josh Jacobs is right now the best player on offense. Don't forget about Devontae Adams and Derek Carr. The last time that these two teams played against each other, Saints lost by a field goal. It was in a Superdome, a shootout back in 2016. So you got Baltimore, who have the mobile QB that the Saints struggle with, but Baltimore looks beatable. And then I watched after looking at the Ravens that game against Cleveland. Cleveland today they almost lost. Then you got the Steelers who they lost tonight. They look beatable. Even though it's a game on the road, they got a rookie QB that's still learning the system. So that's a winnable game. And then this game right here in New Orleans in the Dome, the rematch from you know 2018, the NFC Championship game, controversial call. You need to win that game. I think the Saints need to win that game. I think they're bound to lose at least 3 more games when they get after this little break that they're on right now. I think they're bound to could lose against the 49ers, and they could possibly I know they're gonna lose against the Philadelphia Eagles. You got Cleveland in there. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This Tampa Bay game is gonna be important because you may be playing for the division by that time that that game is played. So let me look at the comments right there real quick. Brian Pearson said, "Who that? Yeah, what's up, man? Who that, man?" But you gotta take care of business after this mini bye that you're on right now. You gotta get serious about the playoffs, man. About getting to the playoffs. This is your last. This last opportunity, man. On this week, this upcoming week against the Raiders. Brian asks, "Who do you think the quarterback should be for the rest of the season on the New Orleans Saints football team, sir?" I mean, is the one that's getting the job done right now. Um, I think they should go back to Jameis. You know, just based upon what I'm seeing out of Andy Dalton, he's not doing a whole lot to show that he is the starter of this team. Even though the offense is playing a lot better, I would like to see a game where the Saints win the game strictly on the hands of Dalton, on strictly on what he does. But I would also like to see Dalton play with the entire cast to see what that looks like as an offense. I'm not gonna give Dennis Allen, the excuse of being injured. The only the only area where I'll say that the injuries really hurting the Saints is at wide receiver because you got um Marquez Callaway playing in a position that he shouldn't be playing in that number two spot, that number one and number two spot. You got him playing. He's a three at most, at best. And that wide that position that pass he on, we should have caught him. If that was Michael Thomas, he would have came down with it. So that's the only area where I say the Saints got affected by injuries. You know, Lattimore out there was it was a big deal that we didn't. It was a big deal that we didn't have Lattimore out there the other day. But other than that, man, if Winston is healthy, they should go back to Winston, man, because that the Thursday night game was Dalton's game to show that he could be the long term starter, and it didn't happen. And it didn't happen the week, excuse me, the week prior against the Cincinnati Bengals. So there's that. So they got a chance to go 7-3 these next couple to close out the season to get into the playoffs. I think that's their only shot to go 7-3. You gotta get to 9-8 and get into the playoffs as a wild card or a the divisional winner. And you could possibly have played against. You possibly might play against the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs as a division winner. But they gotta get hot, man. And Dennis Allen, man, I just hope that things are turned around. That they work on these things that we clear everybody's seeing on the field. Missing tackles. They cut down so far. They've cut down on the fumbles, but they're still committing turnovers. This time it's through passes now through the air, throwing the football. Down threw 3 interceptions the other day. I know one of them wasn't his fault, but the other two was. Why would he throwing the triple coverage, man? Come on, dude. That's why I just think they should go back to James to just see what happens. But there's a chance, man. There's a chance they could come back and win this division. So I wouldn't lose out hope just yet. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of football left to be played, and anything can happen. It's starting to turn out that way. And when you have teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing, San Francisco losing, um, the Green Bay Packers losing, that helps the Saints, man. It's going to help the Saints because right now, those wild card spots, I'm telling y'all, two teams are coming out of the NFC East. Two wild card teams are coming out of the NFC East, along with the divisional winner. I don't know if the New York Giants are going to crash. They right now they're 6-1. They had an impressive come from behind victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dallas had a good game today. Dak came back, and they're 4. I think they're 5-2 now. So there's time. There's opportunities for them, man. There's gonna have opportunities for them for that. The NFC East to have two teams in the division, two teams out of that division going to go to the playoffs as a wild card. The other wild card spots is going to be up for grabs. The Saints can get it. They can get it, you know, but they got to win games, man. They got to get on the roll. To, to close out October, going into November, they need to go like at least 4-0, 5-0 to close that out in the month of November to put themselves in a position because it's coming, and they got to get it done because I just feel like this is gonna be the last time this group is gonna have a shot at a championship or getting to the playoffs again. Because the way it's looking, they could really, I think in my opinion they should start tearing this stuff down. Because hold on, Brian asks, what do you think the Saints should get in the trade deadline? Do they buy or do they sell? In your honest opinion, sir. I don't think the Saints are going to trade anybody right now, man. I really don't. Think they're going to move anybody. They're going to make a move or trade for anybody to come to this team. I just don't think they're going to do that right now. It's just best that if you can get Darius Slayton on this roster, then go for it. If they can, I heard a rumor floating around this past Friday about them and the Saints possibly being interested in Darius Slayton. We'll see. You know, um, I also heard the rumor about Cam Jordan going to the Chiefs. Don't know how true that is, and I don't think they should do that right now. The way the division is playing, or the way things are playing out with the division, I doubted that anybody's going to get moved right now. I could be wrong and all, but I don't think nobody gets moved, man. And the way this roster is constructed, man, it's very expensive. It's a expensive and aging roster. A lot of guys starting to push into their thirties on this team, so they have to get young at a lot of positions. So that's why I say that this could be the last run of how this team is constructed for a playoff spot. Because I believe after this, man, you got to start looking at rebuilding to a certain extent because the bill is due, you know. So we'll see how everything plays out, man. But good question though, man. I think it's just time for this team to get younger in a lot of positions, you know. But the Saints got a chance, man. They have a chance to get into this the playoffs, man. Crazy as that sound, crazy as things have been looking, they have a chance to get in there in the playoffs. No, that's just my opinion. It's just the way I'm seeing it right now. Outside of the Philadelphia Eagles, none of these teams, all these teams could be beat. All of them in the NFC could be, you know. Tampa Bay, the Saints already own them. They got lucky this year because of the in that first game because of the fumble, Mark Ingram's fumble. They could have beaten Saints could have beaten Arizona if Dalton hadn't thrown those three those that pick that interception in the triple coverage. You know, could have beaten Carolina. You know, so there's opportunities for this team to be better and get into the playoffs. Brian asks, we can trade two first round for picks for you. Could could you be? No, come on, man. Let's ask serious questions than that. Better questions than that, man. Come on, dude. Quit trolling. But man, yeah, man. Just they got a chance to win this. They got a chance to get into the playoffs, man. It's just like I said, man. They just gotta get healthy, bro. They gotta get healthy and play better football, man. Play better football. Stop missing tackles. Stop throwing the triple coverage. Players, come down with the football, catch it, catch the ball, play better, man. Overall, man. And stop with the injuries. So we'll see everything plays out, man. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel about the Saints' chances about making the playoffs after everything that's went down. Also in the description box below, check out strikesummersports.com YouTube.com/Saints for latest content. The One Saints organization. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out. Who that?